How's everyone doing today? One Fast Coconut here. I just wanted to jump in front of the camera and introduce myself before we get into the video. My name's Wyatt. I'm coming at you today from Lake Fork, Texas. It's my laser deck behind me. It's what I'm working on right now. And just taking the plywood out of the bow where the trolling motor mounts and from under the bench seat. So that's today's project. But I just wanted to thank everyone that's subscribed so far. I think we're at like 110 subscribers. It's awesome. And let's get into the video. Alright, so here she is, my 1989 laser LTV bass boat. My dad found this sitting out in the field next to a boat repair shop up in Oklahoma, somewhere around Grand Lake of the Cherokee. And so he told me about it, and I was like, heck yeah, let's go check it out. So we called, they said it was for sale. Went up there the next day, looked it over. Boat was pretty solid, had a little soft spot on the floor. But at the time we thought it would just need, updating, some TLC cleaned up. It was pretty faded, but wasn't really a concern. So got it home, and after about a month started stripping out some old wiring and stuff, and wanted to investigate the soft spot on the floor a little further, so peeled up the little skin coat of mat that was over the floor, and the little corner of the plywood was rotten. And then my dad had read somewhere about these boats where the foam in them will get waterlogged, so I picked around at the area where they had poured the pour foam in. And sure enough, not even a half inch into the pour foam, it was pulling up wet. So after a month or so of trying to figure out what we wanted to do with it, we decided just to go ahead and do a full restoration. So that's what we decided to do. We picked it up for $500, so it was not a bad buy. Even needed to be fully restored. I was a little disappointed because I really wanted to get it on the water as soon as possible, but looking back on it now, it's definitely the right decision to make. So we'll get into it. Alright, so here's when we were pulling the deck cap off. Pretty easy process, just some screws there around the rub rail, and in the back in the transom it had been like smushed down with some resin and Cabasil. Alright, so here is the transom looking toward the bow with the deck cap off. You can see on each side there was like compartments filled with pour foam that weren't sealed. Same thing with the bow, and at the bottoms of these compartments there was no drain, so there was nowhere for the water to go even without the foam being in there. Just a picture of the cockpit area. See the rotten floor right there. Same thing with the transom area, just kind of like that foam compartment. Just gonna go through some pictures here. This is right when we pulled the deck cap off, hadn't even vacuumed it yet. Alright, so here's how the sponsons were filled with foam. And again, all this was just waterlogged. It's just like a wet sponge. You can see a big chunk of foam there sitting in the middle of the boat. So this is when it's just down to the stringers. Got all the foam out. Fixing to cut the stringers out. Alright, so we have a bare hull. At this point the stringers are out. Pretty much the boat is completely stripped other than just some grinding to get everything smooth so that way it can be re-glassed up. Alright, this is putting the transom in. This is basically test fitting it. The transom is 3/4 inch pieces of Cusa board laminated together. This is when we bonded it to the hull. We had to make the little metal clamp brackets right there, but super solid unit. Alright, so the boat sat for all of 2020. We didn't work on it at all. Me and my dad were super busy working, and the days we had off, we just went fishing. So this is fast forwarded a year. All right, so we moved in that year as well, and so I wish I had pictures of the deck cap with the original deck in, but we decided to cut the original front casting deck out and just build our own custom deck. The original one was pretty small and it was really low in the boat, which is probably what I liked the least. So the one we're putting in, it'll be kind of like your modern bass boat. It'll be way up high, and it'll be as wide as the hull is, and it'll come back pretty much to the front of the console where it's cut, and it'll turn out really nice. Really excited about that. All right, so this next picture is when we were building the template. Well, I guess that's the template built there, but we're getting ready to cut out the front bulkhead, which will be the support for our front casting deck in the back. And really we had to do that first to build the rest of the boat off of that. So here it is in the boat. You see forward will obviously be the front casting deck. Behind it will be our string. So we had to put that in first, kind of to know how long our stringers needed to be out the back. And here it is. This is after it's been bonded. And at the time, I hadn't really taken the thought of doing YouTube seriously yet, so that's why so far it's mostly just been pictures. And here we'll get into a little video. Alright, so here I'm just kind of showing you the technique that I use to glass the stringers in. This is after they've been bonded. So basically just getting everything wet with resin, giving it a nice little coat so that way the 1708 will stick nicely and I can get it in position and then finish wetting it out. Everything in the boat is 1708, and the dark material is Kusa board if you're not familiar. The green material is air cell board that's been laminated with 1708. If you have any other questions about the boat or any of the material used or anything, where I got anything at, feel free to drop a comment, ask me. I love engaging with people. I am not brand new to social media promoting and making content. I'll make another video on that in the future. Also, if you have any questions just about me that you want to know, feel free to ask those as well. So here I'm basically just positioning my 1708. Got it nice and wetted out. So when I was rolling it, I would pretty much just roll the air bubbles and stuff to the outside, and then I would roll it back down toward the corner, so that way whenever I was rolling the air bubbles out to the outside, if it pulled it at all out from the corner of the hull and stringer right there, when I rolled it back toward the middle, it would tuck it back in nice and tight, and then coming back with my brush to get any excess resin. And I felt like that was the cleanest way, and it got all the air bubbles out nicely. A big thank you to my dad for teaching me how to work with fiberglass. I never could have done a project like this without his help. You'll see some of my work here in a little bit that I've gotten the confidence to start doing on my own, so hopefully this project will move along a lot faster. We bought the boat back in 2018, I believe. And so it's been about 4 years of working on it, on and off. Since I've needed his help, it's always been tough trying to get both of our days off together. And then when you do get a day off, do you really want to work on fiberglass, or do you want to go fishing or something fun? But I told myself I wasn't casting another lure until it was out of this boat, so my goal is to have it done by the Camp Mac run coming up here in December of 2022. So here is right there you can see where the stringer's just been bonded. Some of the bonding putty that we cleaned up, and then you can see where we've gotten the right stringer glassed, and then the right side of the center stringer glassed, left side of the left stringer glassed. This was I think May of 2022 at this point. Alright, so I didn't show it, but we got the stringer side of the bulkhead glass. This is the floor. We got it bonded and screwed to the stringers. Just waiting for it to set up before glassing it in. Alright, and here is the floor once it's glassed. Turned out really nice. The next thing we started working on was the front deck structure. Using all air cell up front, and all the bonding right here that you're looking at I did myself without my dad's help, so I was pretty pleased that I was able to get that done, because it was honestly a huge stepping stone to getting the boat done. Here's a little video. I was super pleased how my corners turned out. Everything's nice and even. So right now this is about as far as we've gotten with it. The front deck structure you're looking at right now is fully glassed in, so we're done with it. I don't know if I'm going to put a third stringer up the middle like it originally had, or just put a flat piece in to make the bottom. That's going to be a compartment. And the next thing we'll work on is glassing in the bracing for the transom. And then to get the deck cap back on, so that way we can accurately measure for the front casting deck. I will continue to make videos on the project. They'll probably be better. I'll probably put the GoPro on my head or something and get some first-person footage of working, more of the technical aspects, and keep you guys updated. Super excited for how much progress we've made. And once it's done, I'll be able to make a lot more videos. I plan to run the hell out of it. And again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.